Azure Authority. I am Siddhesh Prabhugaonkar, a Microsoft certified trainer based in India. You can visit my website Azure Authority for more information about the training and courses to get you started on Microsoft Azure and the certifications journey. In this video, we are going to look at some of the announcements made at Microsoft Ignite 2022, which was organized from October 12 to 14. The areas included AI, Azure, business applications, Edge, industry cloud, Microsoft 365, Power Platform, security, and Windows. Here we are going to focus on announcements related to Azure. That is Satya Nadella giving keynote address. If you haven't watched his keynote yet, I will give the link in the description. Do watch it to learn about high-level announcements and Microsoft's vision for the future. Azure announcements which we are going to focus today are Azure Data, Azure Infrastructure, and Developer Tools and DevOps. Let's start with Azure Data. The Microsoft Intelligent Data Platform, which unifies databases, analytics, and governance, has added the partner ecosystem, a selection of complementary and integrated partner solutions to help customers accelerate their data integration and value creation. The partner ecosystem, now generally available, meets customers where they are with select cloud-based partner solutions that complement native Azure platform capabilities with better together solutions, all within the integrated Microsoft Intelligent Data Platform. This includes databases. MongoDB and Yugabyte DB bring leading cloud-native NoSQL and NewSQL databases together with analytics and data governance within the Microsoft Intelligent Data Platform. Analytics, Informatica, Confluent, Fivetran, and Click bring low-code, no-code data integration and transformation solutions for analytics to simplify the process of building and operating complex enterprise-grade pipelines to integrate data from a variety of sources and transform pipelines with a single pane experience in Microsoft Purview. Microsoft Purview is a unified data governance solution. Data governance, Prophecy, Clued-in, Delphix, and OneTrust represent master data management, compliance, and security solutions for hybrid and multi-cloud data estates. Big news for Azure Cosmos DB fans. Cosmos DB supported APIs for NoSQL, MongoDB, Cassandra, table storage, and Gremlin for Graph. Now, Cosmos DB supports open source relational data with the introduction of PostgreSQL support. MongoDB developers can now store larger documents with 16 MB document support in Azure Cosmos DB for MongoDB. Azure Database for PostgreSQL, a fully managed and intelligent PostgreSQL database service, now supports encryption for data at rest with customer managed keys. This feature, now in preview, will offer customers an additional layer of control by enabling central management of encryption keys and putting organizations in full control of a key's usage permissions and lifecycle. Customer managed keys are stored in Azure Key Vault, a centralized key management service that provides additional security, high availability, and disaster recovery capabilities. Azure Database for MySQL, a fully managed and scalable MySQL database service, can now scale input-output on demand without having to pre-provision a certain amount of I/O per second. Customers will enjoy worry-free I/O management in Azure Database for MySQL because the server will scale IOPS up or down automatically depending on workload needs. Database migration assessment for Oracle, an Azure Data Studio extension powered by Azure Database Migration Service, now offers a migration assessment for moving from Oracle database to Azure database for PostgreSQL. The assessment includes database migration recommendations and an evaluation of database code complexity. Through the same tooling, customers can now target sizing recommendations for Oracle database migration to Azure database for PostgreSQL and Azure SQL. Azure Synapse Analytics is adding two new features to deliver a simple no-code experience to integrate Microsoft 365 data with Azure Synapse Analytics. A new pipeline template for Microsoft 365 data will simplify the configuration experience by enabling a one-click experience to set up mapping data flows. This new feature will eliminate the extra steps needed to connect Microsoft 365 source data for analytics, making it easier for customers to configure an always synchronized and compliant integration. Mapping data flows builds on top of the copy activity functionality by improving the way Microsoft 365 data is brought in for analysis. Mapping data flows will clean, normalize, and flatten the data in multiple data sinks such as Azure Data Lake Storage, Azure Cosmos DB, and Synapse SQL Data Warehouse. Additional data sync support gives customers flexibility and greater efficiency in constructing data pipelines that optimize workflows. Microsoft Purview Data Governance, the unified governance platform for hybrid data estates, has several new features, including improved root cause analysis and traceability with SQL dynamic lineage and fine-grained lineage on Power BI datasets. Customers can do thorough root cause analysis from a single location in Microsoft Purview. Meta models that will enable customers to define organization, departments, domains, and business processes on their technical data. Machine learning based classifications will make detection of human names and addresses simple and scalable in user data. Let's move on to Azure infrastructure announcements. Azure Auto Manage saves time by automating configuration and management of servers throughout a customer's entire lifecycle at scale, whether they are in Azure or in hybrid environments enabled by Azure Arc. With the general availability for Azure virtual machines and Arc-enabled servers, Microsoft adds new capabilities to further automate configuration and management of any server, including applying enhanced backup settings and different auditing modes for the compute server baselines, specifying custom log analytics workspace and Azure tags to identify resources based on settings relevant to an organization, support for Windows 10 virtual machines, and lastly, support for enabling Microsoft anti-malware. A new feature for virtual machine scale sets will enable Azure customers to mix standard and spot VMs in the same VM scale set. This capability is available with flexible orchestration mode and can help Azure customers achieve significant cost savings given the deep discount rates that Spot VMs usually provide. Premium SSD version 2 gives Azure customers the opportunity to improve the price performance of their storage systems and optimize costs. The new Azure Disk Storage offering is ideal for apps that require high levels of performance without the need to increase storage capacity. Azure Elastic SAN is a unique cloud-native and fully managed storage area network service. It can connect to a variety of Azure compute services, enabling customers to seamlessly lift and shift their SAN workloads to the cloud without having to change their provisioning and management model. These features include deploying, managing, and hosting workloads on Azure with an end-to-end experience like an on-premises SAN. Bulk provisioning of block storage that can achieve massive scale up to millions of IOPS, double-digit GB per second throughput, and low single-digit millisecond latencies while serving a plethora of workloads in an organization. Simplifying volume management through grouping and policy enforcement with an on-premises SAN experience. And finally, achieving higher resiliency and minimizing downtime with zone redundant storage, thus ensuring organizations high levels of availability when running business critical apps on Azure. New Azure Monitor capabilities are designed to help customers further modernize their environments and optimize costs. These updates include predictive autoscale for VM scale sets. Users can leverage machine learning to manage and scale Azure VM scale sets resources by forecasting the overall CPU load and ensuring that scale out occurs in time to meet the demand. With Azure Monitor Basic Logs and Data Archive, users can ingest logs at a fifth of current ingestion costs and archive them for up to 7 years. A big advantage. Azure Monitor Agent AMA provides a secure, cost-effective, and simplified way to collect telemetry data from a user's resources. It replaces legacy log analytics agents, also called MMA and OMS agents. With Azure Kubernetes Service or AKS and Log Analytics Workspace, users will be able to quickly set up Azure Monitor alerts with new alert rule recommendations. Moving to developer tools, rigid workstations often limit developer productivity. Getting set up with these resources requires support from admin teams, and stretching them across hybrid workspaces can result in security vulnerabilities. Microsoft DevBox, a new service introduced at Microsoft Build 2022, provides developers with self-service access to high-performance cloud-based workstations pre-configured and ready to code for specific projects. Visual Studio images for DevBox are now generally available on Azure Marketplace. These ready-to-use images ensure developers can be productive as soon as they create a dev box by leveraging commonly used Visual Studio functionalities as well as complementary tools. Microsoft is creating a new employability program that will seek to connect job seekers, graduating students, career changers, and job changers with employment opportunities within the Microsoft partner and customer ecosystem. Job seekers will have the opportunity to round out their skills through self-paced training on Microsoft Learn. Job seekers will have the opportunity to stand out to employers by displaying their learning proficiency on LinkedIn and will be accepted into a private LinkedIn group where employers will be able to engage with potential hires. We have covered very few announcements in this video. There are many more that you can read more about on Microsoft Ignite Book of News. I will provide the link in the description. I hope you have learned something that you can use to upskill or apply in your day job. Thank you for joining today. This is Siddhesh from Azure Authority signing off.